Hi, welcome back. Periscope, and if you're watching the replay, oops, try and get this straight. With the replay, why weren't you watching live? To quote my friend Karma. So welcome, thanks for joining me. Welcome to my Periscope. This is my daily love scope. A little bit late this morning, it's going to do 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific time, so it's only 45 minutes late. Thanks for joining me. Getting my scope done today earlier nowadays to see how it works with my audience because it's moving the clock around. Hi Nancy, nice to have you here. Thanks for joining me, and if you're here for the first time, please make sure that you are following me on Periscope. I do Periscopes every day on love and relationships because that's my business. So if you are here for the first time, please make sure you do tap on the little guy in the corner or swipe right on the iPhone, swipe up on the Droid and tap follow me. And if you'd be so kind as to share this on Periscope and on Twitter, that'd be appreciated. And I'll get to my topic in a moment. To introduce myself briefly up front, my name is Barry Selby. I am a love and relationship coach, teacher, guide, passionate devotee of love and relationships, and have a thank you for sharing it on Twitter. Much appreciated. That was Dirty, interesting name. Okay, not sure your actual name, what it is. Wellness Wendy, nice to have you here. Thank you for joining me. Today's scope is, and I'm still playing with these alliterations. Monday is set, and so is Wednesday, which is Man Up Monday, Woman Up Wednesday. And yesterday's scope was a message to the men. Today's is about romance, and I'm playing with the idea of True Romance Tuesdays. We'll see. I'm still playing with this because this is still a development process to get a very succinct way of explaining relationships in nice 7-day packages. You know. So today's scope. By the way, let me start with who I am again, because some of you don't know me. My name is Barry Selby. I am known as the love doctor to my clients. I'm a teacher, coach, expert, and a #1 best-selling author of 50 Ways to Love Your Lover. I said a thing or two about love and relationships. And today's topic is about romance, calling it True Romance Tuesday, just to have a nice title. And I want to talk to you really today simply about how real romance is easy. It is, because there's one key you got to keep in mind. And I'll get to that in a moment. I have a little suspense, going to draw it out just a little bit. In fact, in my book, in chapter 10, sorry, I need to check my notes because I haven't looked at my book for a while. Oh, there's a mission of guilt, as it were. Chapter 10 or 11? Chapter 10, I was right, good. In chapter 10, I talk about how to be romantic. And in fact, what I've done in that chapter, which I mentioned also in some of the events I've spoken at, as a free gift, I give out, thank you for sharing, Wendy. I have spoken about how it's really easy to be a romantic. And I say it this way, that everything's online nowadays. You can do a web search, and I actually talked about it in my book in chapter 10. Yes, I'm being that blatant about chapter 10. It's so simple that you can be romantic by simply doing a web search on romance, how to, and you'll get about 3 or 4 million responses, what you can do. And I took it one step further. I actually collected a bunch of them together and formatted them into a little book called Adventures in Romance, which is an ebook, a free one I give away because it's not my material, I can't sell it, which I give away as part of the, as one of the gifts in my book. So if you get my book, there's a free download of another book you can get by buying my book. That's a promo for my book, by the way. I said book 17 times in 1 minute? Okay, back to topic. So that's one option. But I'm going to speak something simple about that, about real romance. The easiest way to have real romance, I'm just getting these things out of the sun because those in my glasses are getting a little bit less glare on them, sort of, kind of. So romance, yes, romance, how to, keys. Real romance is easy. You know why? Because it's not about you. I'll say that one again slowly. Real romance is easy because it's not about you. That's a hint. Real romance is easy when you remember it's about the other person. Ooh, subtle. That was subtle. And I'll explain a bit more what I mean by that. But if you come to the party, as it were, if you come to the event with your partner and you think about what makes your partner happy, feeling good, feeling fulfilled, enjoying a blissful state, feeling more loving, if you ask those questions of yourself, you'll come up with 7, 10, 100 creative ideas of how to be a romantic that your partner will love. It's kind of simple, really. That's what I mean about making it easy. Okay, so let me expand a bit more on this, because this is giving you a foundation to build from. And I'm giving away the secret right now, but you can sign up if you want to do that. No, don't do that. Stay tuned. If you are committed to this path, you can always come up with new ideas. If you're committed to this journey of romance with your partner, to enjoy the relationship and to grow it, as I mentioned, I did create an ebook which has got 140 something different ideas. And that was just simply from a cursory web search I did, and then collected them together and then made it nice and pretty and formatted into a booklet, an ebook. By the way, if you want to find my book and get the free one as well, if you go to barryselby.com/book, that's my website, by the way, barryselby.com, kind of easy to find me, /book, that's the page with the book on it. You can order the physical book or the ebook from my site. The ebook's immediate download, which is on your iPhone, iPad, Droid, tablet, laptop, anything that reads a PDF. Or you can get the physical book, but that takes a few weeks to arrive. Or there's also a link on my page to go to Amazon for the Kindle version. I will be doing an audio version in the new year. That's the plan. Well, thank you. I'm glad you really enjoy my scopes. Let me see if I can say your name without messing up. Svetanka. Is that anywhere close? Hopefully. Thank you. That's the reason I'm doing my ebook. I've been asked by many of my female clients and friends to please record my book in audio format using my voice, not somebody else's, because they like my voice in their ear. I'm not sure what to do with that, except enjoy it, but I will be doing that in the new year. In addition, back to romance, because I'm keeping on track with the topic today. Thank you, by the way, I appreciate the feedback. There's a lot of stuff on my website, so I'm just going to let you know my site, without that on it, is just barryselby.com. That's where you can find out all about my work and my programs, and I'll get to something else about that in a moment. But let me get back to the topic at hand. And thank you for sharing that. Svetanka, that's an interesting name. I'm guessing Russian or Romanian, not sure. Somewhere over there, I would guess. Bulgarian, okay. Damn, it's close. One of my friends in the Perry 10K group who runs Perry 10K is Bulgarian. So, lives in England. And she's part of the Perry 10K. She actually runs the Perry 10K group. Yeah, Katya, all right, you know Katya as well. Of course, everyone knows everybody. So romance is something that's easy to do. Now, if you're single, here's an interesting spin. If you want to have more romance in your life and you're single, as I said earlier, the secret is very simple, is to not be about yourself, but be about the other person. Well, how do you think you're going to do that when you're single? Let me just say this. You know there's a thing in your house called the mirror? Treat yourself like you want to be treated. So look in the mirror and think of what would make the person in the mirror happy, more fulfilled, more loving, more joyful. As I mentioned earlier about how to do it for the other person, do it for yourself. Because first of all, your self-experience will be more improved. You'll feel a lot better. You'll have a great deal of fun taking care of yourself and enjoying yourself. And the biggest thing, you'll be more attractive to somebody else. Ooh, that's an interesting thing. That's one of the keys I teach, by the way, in my coaching. How to be more attractive to attract relationship. Well, a large part of it is to be that which you want to look for. Or to be, does that make sense? It's to be what you're looking for. In the sense of being romantic with yourself, to be loving with yourself, to be respectful of yourself, to be appreciative of who you are, makes you more attractive to your prospect out there. Key part. Now, if you're single, you do that. If you're in a relationship, I've already covered that, which is to be for the other person. Now let's flip it around the other way. Just to give you all the perspective on this, how do you receive this? So, one thing that I am emphatic about is about being authentic. You believe so, you say, I love myself every day while I'm taking a shower on the mirror. Nice. That's good. And it's a good thing to do every day. Especially if you feel down at any time. Is build yourself back up again by self-support. So it's easy to do, just got to remember to do it. But get back to the last point about receiving love as well. If you are being courted and you're out being romantic, or your partner's being romantic with you, how do you receive that? Because now you know how to give it, as I mentioned, and you know how to do it for yourself. How do you receive it? Well, here's the thing. You receive it, one, with caring, appreciation because the person who's doing it for you is efforting this, putting it out there, so it's nice to be received that way. Second part is be willing to give course corrective feedback. And I mean literally is if you're not getting the way you want it to be loved and romantic and fulfilled and inspired, as I mentioned earlier, be willing to ask. From Ukraine, I love it. We've got Bulgaria, we've got Ukrainian houses. This is wonderful. I love the variety of people here. Is be willing to ask for what you want. Such a... Okay, fine. Now you're going to start doing Cyrillic on me. I can't... All right, fine. Private conversation going on. Fine. But this is the piece. Sometimes when we think that our partner's being romantic to us, we need to put up with what they're doing and not give any feedback because somehow we'll spoil the mood. Well, you already have because you don't like what you're getting. So it's a bold statement to step outside the comfort zone and to actually be willing to ask for what you want clearly, lovingly, and directly. So when you're in a relationship with somebody, part of the work is to unfold this dance where you course correct each other with compassion, with understanding, and with kindness. So that's where I want to make sure you have the distillation of that. Now, let me speak to the single people again one more time because I want to make sure I mention to you what I'm offering. Because this is the final week of the year, you may have noticed. This is the countdown to 2016. And I have just emailed my email list early this morning or last night about some changes happening in 2016, which I mentioned earlier. I am going to be doing my book in audio format, as was asked for here. I'm also offering some live events coming up in the new year. I'm based in Los Angeles, but I'll be doing some other events around the country, I suspect. In addition, I've got a couple of new programs brewing. And the other part that I want to let my clients know about, thank you, what I want to let my clients know about, which I want to let you know about if you're watching this now or on the replay, is this is the final week of my current pricing structure. My mentors and coaches, because I've got more than one, have been chiding me, nudging me, encouraging me, cajoling me that my prices have been too low. And because I want to make my stuff accessible. Well, that ends the end of this week. I'm basically finally admitting to myself and accepting the fact that my skill set, my offerings are worth a lot more than I've been offering them for. And that means I have to, yes, I have to, honor that by putting the prices up to where they're supposed to be. Which means that this is the last few days, put it up, thank you. Which means it's the last few days for any of my programs we got at the current rate, and including my 3-month coaching program. So even though the 3-month coaching runs from now, if you sign up through till March, starting in January, the price will change. So if you get into it now, you save it. It's like the end of year sale. It's not really a sale because basically this price has been the same way the whole last couple of years, but it's changing January 1st. So if you have been watching my scopes or following me online or in my email list or watching my own summits over this year, and you like where I'm coming from and you want to work with me, I'd happily work with you too. My private coaching and my 2 online programs, or my online program in 2 forms, currently are priced as what they are, and you have to look at my site to find out what they are. And again, you can go to barryselby.com, find all about them. And if you know anybody, by the way, is looking, any people, particularly women you know that are having bad luck in love too many times and you're fed up listening to them complain, send them to me, I'll help them. That's kind of one of my jokes about referrals. But you can definitely check them out there and get both my coaching and my online programs at the current rates for a few days more. Basically, this is Tuesday, so Thursday is the last day. So 3 days. You can get into the programs now, jump in, sign up, and get started to attract the love you really want. And I will be throwing in some bonuses, but I'm not telling you what they are. That's just simply going to be my invitation to check them out. And if you trust me and trust this work and you want to get what you want, if you sign up for the programs, I will throw in some bonuses along the way that you won't even know about till it happens. So that's my end of year offering. So that's the scope. If you just go in the scope, thanks for watching. Make sure you are following me on Periscope, and I'll be back on again. And I'm back on Periscope actually. Oh, you're welcome. I'm actually back on Periscope in about an hour and 40 minutes because I'm part of the Perry 10K Share-a-thon today, about the head and heart. So you'll want to watch that. So make sure you follow me on Periscope so you know when I'm on live. Although in case you've been on Periscope yesterday, there was a glitch apparently where People won't be notified when people went live. There's a glitch going on. It was in my area. So trust that you'll see my scopes, and make sure you follow me, and please make sure you subscribe to my email list. I will be promoting some new things in the new year, but again, this is the best time to sign up with my coaching because the prices go up January 1st. All right? So again, lots of romantic ideas. If you get my book, the free download of the ebook, Adventures in Romance, is in here. The link to it is in here. And you get that if you get the ebook or the physical book or the Kindle version. Actually, yes, the Kindle version has in it too. All right? So that's it. Thanks for watching my scope. Always a pleasure to talk to you and to share with my Periscope family. And I'll be back on again soon. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you later.